having a beautiful and abundant day. It is Luzolo from Infinite Beings, back again with another video. Today's video, as you can tell from the title, is gonna be about me talking about how I'm gonna take the steps towards realigning myself with my purpose. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this video. This video hits really deep for me because this is very recent, and I had like a rude awakening. And this is probably like a week ago, right? I had a really major rude awakening about myself, and it felt like a complete slap in the face. My rude awakening was basically based off of my ego and how I had been consumed in my ego for months, right? And it was a slap in the face because I believed I was someone completely different. I believed I was representing someone completely different, but the awakening allowed me to see like how greedy, how manipulative, how bitter I have become. And I had to reach my breaking point to really understand like what I've been doing and the person I have become. And when I had this rude awakening, like I was really sad, and I've never felt more naked in my life. I remember I was just covering myself in my blankets and stuff because I felt so naked. And it was because I finally saw myself in the mirror, and the person I saw I did not like, and I didn't want to resonate with her, but that's who I've become, and I couldn't run from that. And my breaking point was really, I went to a birthday party, and for one of my acquaintances, and she had spent so much money on this birthday party. And I just remember like being there before the party even started, and I was in my head thinking like, bro, I don't even want to be here. But I didn't have the maturity or the courage to let her know like I want to go home, or I'm gonna go home type shit. So I stayed, and once people started to come, I separated myself completely. I went outside and I was just by myself, and it's because I'm sensitive to people's energies. And it's like I already knew this, but I never applied it. And I was still putting myself in positions that later on I would not want to be in. And that's why I separated myself, because all these energies, like I started to feel bad. I wasn't feeling my best. And so I had to separate myself. So I did. But it wasn't just me separating myself. It was also like, this was her birthday party, you feel me? And I was acting completely nonchalant. Like you could tell I didn't want to be there. You can see I didn't want to be there. And the people around me could tell I didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? And now that I look back on it, like I was just really bringing that energy to her birthday party. Like it was really not fair to her. But the whole party, I was just thinking like, damn, Amy, why do you keep putting yourself in these positions? Why do you keep mingling with people that you don't really care to mingle with or be around, And on her end, like I heard her talking shit or whatever, which is like, at the time, I was like, damn, girl, you can't tell me to my face. But it's like understandable, you know what I mean? I was not being the best support or anything. And I was thinking like it's everybody else. It was everybody else, but no, it was me. And for the past couple months, I've been pushing people away. And I've been shedding a bad light on everybody, making everybody the bad guy. Like, oh no, they're doing this to me, they're doing that to me, they're doing that to me. When no, like the whole time it was me. And that's why it's called a rude awakening, because I had to really look at myself and be like, okay, look at your position in life right now. Are you where you want to be? If the answer is no, what made you get to that point in life that you are in right now? What actions and what decisions have you made to get yourself in the position you're in right now? And the position I was in, I didn't want to be in. I was struggling, not just emotionally, I was struggling financially, and I was struggling mentally. Like my headspace was very, very toxic, and it was very detrimental to my growth. And I believe that's also another reason why I was the way I was, because I was very big-headed and arrogant and greedy and manipulative, and bitter. And like I said before, like these were just all very lower vibrational energies. And so it made sense as to why I was hanging around lower vibrational people or doing lower vibrational things. Is because my whole being was literally lower vibrational. And although I was still out here, trying to motivate people, do my YouTube work and all this stuff, it's like that wasn't enough. I was still doing the bare minimum. And when you do the bare minimum in life, that's exactly what you can get out of life, is the bare minimum, right? And so during this rude awakening, I realized, like, bro, you literally had stepped away. I had stepped away from my purpose, and I started chasing something that was just not there. Meaning, I was investing my energies into things I shouldn't have been. I was, again, doing things I shouldn't have been. I was just really reckless with a lot of things. And the reason I was financially struggling was because I put myself in the position. A couple months ago, I was financially stable. I was fine. Everything was good. But I had my priorities skewed. So therefore, I was putting my money towards things that didn't matter instead of putting things towards the things that did matter. And so now it's like I'm in a financial, I was in a financial position that I did not want to be in. And now I'm learning, like, okay, you need to practice discipline. You need to be more disciplined, because the place that you want to go in life requires more discipline, and it requires you to really be your authentic self, your purest self. And this is why I encourage everyone to look up their name, their full complete name, because your name represents who you are in this world completely. And just like you see Jesus, you see Yeshua, you see Jehovah, you see God, right? All those names hold power within them because of who they are and who they represent to the world, right? So for me, Mamie means popular. I mean, there's other there's other definitions to that name, but the first one that popped up is popular. Mamie was popular, but she was a popular loner. People knew of her. I was out partying, I was doing my thing, living my life, but I no longer want to represent Mamie. Why? Because Mamie represented ego, and she was arrogant, and she was big-headed, and she really just didn't move in her highest self. She didn't move in her most authentic self. Mamie was fearful, right? She allowed other people's habits, other people's words, other people's actions to become her own. And therefore, she was lost. And therefore, she could not properly love herself because she didn't know who she was. She had some type of understanding, but she didn't walk in her purpose. She didn't talk in her purpose. She didn't become her purpose. And so that is why now I'm going by Luzolo, because Luzolo means love, and that's who I want to represent. I want to represent love and care and share the love of God with people. And that's another thing. Me being spiritual has not stopped, but I'm deciding to take a different approach to things. Because one thing, this is again my experience, spirituality added to my ego, because it was like, oh, I'm a God, I can do whatever I want to do, be whoever I want to be, and all these things. So like I distance myself from God. And this is the thing, it's not that God wasn't working in my life. I still believe, yes, God is a source. God is an energy that we come from, right? I am a God, but I'm also a vessel of God. You understand? Because I come from God. Does that make sense? So it's not just like, oh, yes, I'm a God. Yes, but I still have God with me, within me as well. You know what I mean? And so spirituality, although it did feed my ego in a lot of ways, it also was that bridge I needed to cross over, because it taught me things that Christianity was not going to teach me. Like how God's love is universal, literally. You can be a gay pastor, you can be a gay lesbian, and God is still gonna love you. This is another thing I don't understand. Love is infinite and it is universal, or at least it's supposed to be. When you operate off of a frequency of love, you operate in a pure form, because love is pure. Why? Because it comes from the heart. You understand? And this whole this is one thing I don't agree with the Christianity, is like how being gay is a sin. That's not true. The Bible has been, rescripted and rewritten many times. And I know there's a verse that says that man should not live with man. It's not that. It's men should not live with boy, meaning you should not be a pedophile. okay? Because God understands that love is universal. And this is what I question people all the time. How are you going to say that God made everyone and then say that God cannot love a gay man or a gay woman? That doesn't make any type of sense to me. You understand? God's love is universal because God made everybody. Simple. And again, I say that God is a source. God, we can't personify God, but I know we do personify God to, make God more relatable so we can understand and conceptualize God. But you can't personify God, because why? God is energy. God is a source that we come from, that we can come from. Not all of us is from God's source. I still believe that. Like I said, yes, I'm stepping down for so much spirit from being so heavy in just spirituality, but I still do believe in a lot of the things that I was taught in spirituality. Like, I still do believe there's reptilians in this world. I still believe there's aliens in this world. I still believe there's soulless people. Yes, these are still my beliefs, but I still am now bringing God back into the picture because I'm understanding that this is my calling, is to be teaching about God, the work of God, and how God is within you and how you can channel that God source within you and portray it out into the world. Not just use it for yourself, but use it for others. I understand I'm here to help people heal spiritually, and in order for me to help people heal spiritually, not only do I have to heal myself first, but I also have to acknowledge where that comes from, and that comes from God. So Mamie, becoming lost in her ego, she also shied away from God. Why? Because she believed that she could do it all by herself. And it wasn't just by myself, but I also started to believe more into my ancestors, which is, again, not a bad thing necessarily, but when you cancel God out completely, that's when it starts to become a bad thing. And I realized that certain things were going very, very slow for me, and I was becoming in a state of stagnancy, and it was because I shunned God out and I took it upon myself to do everything and, face everything. And because of that, I became very mentally, emotionally, and spiritually tired. I became very, very tired because I was just taking in everybody's energies, the good and the bad. Anybody or anyone that has something bad to say about me, I would take it in. Anything good about me, I'd also take that in. But negativity or lower vibrations, those weigh very, very heavily on you when you're not doing the proper work to get rid of that, to cleanse that. And especially my mentality, that also was a huge factor in my downfall, because I personally, Mamie did not believe in herself. She did not believe in herself. She didn't trust in herself. She was constantly, I keep saying she as if she's a different person, but I'm trying to make you guys understand, like, I don't want to say I'm changing, but like, I am. Like, I'm choosing to walk differently, do things differently. So therefore, I'm kind of like killing her. So this is Luzolo talking, you feel me? Now we're going by Luzolo strictly. Even at my job, they call me Luzolo. Like, it's a process to change, and I'm not just speaking things, I'm also gonna take action on things, you understand? But again, Mamie, she didn't trust herself. She was constantly seeking validation from others, and a lot of the time she was not getting it. She was not getting it. People would twist her words. People would completely dismiss her experience. And it's because, again, the things that you see, not everybody else is gonna understand and or believe you. You know what I mean? They can only understand the experiences they went through, and based off of the experiences they went through, they can only try to understand and conceptualize the experience that you're telling them about. So if you went through something, or you're going through something, and the next person you're telling that you're trying to get validation from has not experienced that, of course they're going to dismiss your experience. Of course they're going to dismiss your intuition. And that's another thing I'm learning to do, is trust my gut, trust my intuition, because I am the one that knows first. We have all the answers to our questions individually, but we don't trust ourselves. And that's something I have to work on, is trusting myself and my intuition. I know what I'm experiencing. I see what I'm experiencing, you understand? So why wouldn't I trust that? Why would my body lie to me? Or why would my eyes lie to me? It's not like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I might have undiagnosed ADHD or something, but that's about it. You know what I mean? That's about it. I'm not crazy or anything. So it's like, why wouldn't I trust what I'm experiencing at the end of the day? You know what I mean? I'm having dreams and I'm dismissing them for, oh, they're just a dream. No, bro. I am a prophet. I have prophetic dreams. I have dreams that happen. I've had dreams years ago that's happened in this year. You know what I mean? As a kid, for example, I had a dream about this house. And it was like, it was in a corner and there was like a basketball thing. There was cars in front of it. And probably like a couple months ago, I was probably like 7, 8, 9 when I'm having this dream. And it happened to me probably like 2, 3 times that I had this dream. And a couple months ago, I started to walk my neighborhood every single day before sunset. And I looked to my right and boom, there's that house that I had a dream about it. A dream about. So I think that was just letting me know, like, maybe people will say psychic, that's also, you know, something you could call me too, but like, I like to use prophet. It just sounds better for me. But no, so I had a dream of that house years ago, and then now I'm seeing that house type stuff. So it's like, why am I not trusting myself? You know, I already have the answers. I'm already experiencing certain things. Why am I not trusting myself, right? So after the rude awakening, like, I had to give out some apologies, and I still have more apologies to write, but it's a process, you know what I mean? And it's not always easy admitting that you're in the wrong, and it's not always easy looking at yourself and saying, hey bro, I don't like who you are, or I don't like who you've become. You know what I mean? Like, I have to change my whole, I don't want to say personality, but I'm having to change a lot of things about me that I was comfortable with. You know what I mean? There's a space that I was comfortable in, and then in a blink of an eye, I became completely unsatisfied and completely uncomfortable with who I was and who I represented. Now, with all that being said, I understand that certain people are going to have certain views on me because they only know me from a certain perspective. And a lot of people that I used to be friends with, I'm not friends with anymore, because A, I either cut them off, or B, they cut me off because I burned bridges, I crossed boundaries, you know what I mean? I was greedy, I was bitter, so all these things. So it's either I did the work, I did the cutting, or they did the cutting, you know what I mean? And honestly, now that I'm kind of like alone, I don't want to say alone, but like, I don't want to say lonely either, but now that I'm like having to start over in relationships, I wouldn't really have it any other way, again, because I'm no longer Mamie, and I'm no longer wanting to represent her as a person, and therefore the people and the things that I was doing no longer resonate with me. And it's crazy because Mamie was always waiting for people to reach her level. And when I say that, I mean like consciously, I mean like motivational wise, the things that I wanted to do, I was waiting for my friends and other people to be like, oh yeah, I want to do that too, or I want to be part of that too, but that just wasn't happening. And the reason why Mamie was so comfortable with her friends and things like that is because they also were operating off of their ego, right? That's the only way. You have to have some type of similarities with your friends at the end of the day. They're your friends for a reason. Y'all have something in common. And this is why people say you are the company who you keep. As much as like they might doing this and you're doing this, y'all friends for a reason. Y'all have something in common. So one thing that was big that I see with the people I were hanging out with was ego. We had a lot of ego going on. I'm the shit, I'm this, you feel me? And it's like, cool, you can be that girl, but you're not walking that way. You're not acting like you that girl. You still very much so doing things that are not really best for you. And it's because we're comfortable, and also because we're looking to fill a void that we have within us. So it all comes back again to internal work. And that's what I'm having to do. And I'm not going to sit here and dismiss the work I've been doing as Mamie. I've been doing a lot of healing. And I feel like that's why that breakthrough, that rude awakening came to me. Because it was like, okay, Mamie, you've been doing all this stuff to build yourself up, but look what's blocking you. You have all the answers. You've been doing all the work underneath here, but you have something huge that's blocking you from reaching your abundance, from reaching your prosperity, from reaching the places that you want to go. and it was my ego. And it was also me denouncing God. Well, not really denouncing God, but just like shying away from God. I wasn't praying like that. And then when I was praying to my ancestors. And that's not that's not a bad thing. I can pray to my ancestors, like, please protect me, guide me. But it's also, I need to pray to God as well, because I am part of that source. So, with that being said, yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. And this is giving me another opportunity to kind of rebuild myself, to really revamp myself in the purpose I know I'm meant to execute. You understand? I feel like I calling, like I need to be in the church. I feel like I need to be around people that need healing. I feel like I need to be around people and just express to them how much and how powerful they are. And it's a lot of the times we let people, substances, in ourselves destroy the things that we've built, or destroy our mental, destroy our spirit, destroy the person we've become or who we are, because we allow outside voices and outside things to come in, because we're trying to, again, fill a void that is within us, right? So for me, this is an opportunity to, yeah, like I said, rebuild myself. And there's still some apologies I need to get out, but I'm proud of myself. Like, it takes a lot for someone like me, is with my big ass head, to admit when I'm wrong. It is hard for me to admit when I'm wrong. It's hard for me to look in the mirror, because I'm so comfortable doing things a certain way and being a certain way, you know? So from now on, like, I'm choosing not to entertain the behaviors and the things that I used to entertain. I'm choosing to seclude myself from certain things and certain people. And I'm choosing to listen to myself and put myself first, because that's another thing. Like, I wasn't putting myself first, and I was putting other people before me, and that can destroy you as well. And I know a lot of us do that, because a lot of us crave acceptance. That's what Mamie craved. She craved acceptance, and she craved love, and she craved intimacy, she craved passion, she craved a lot of things. But it was like, I'm looking for it outside of myself. And I've talked about this in previous videos. Whenever you start to look outside yourself for something, you're sacrificing something. You understand? So I was sacrificing a lot of my energy, a lot of my time, money, things like that, to satisfy other people, when there was no reason to do that, because I needed to put myself first. And so now Luzolo is learning to put herself first. And that takes discipline, you guys. It takes discipline. It's not easy. But it's growth, and growth takes time. You know what I mean? A baby doesn't grow in a day. It takes time. You have to feed it. You have to nurture it. You have to love it. And that's what I'm doing to myself. I'm feeding myself spiritually, mentally, right? Getting back into books. Physically, by watching what I'm eating and consuming. And spiritually, by walking in my purpose. And I think this is an era of change for me, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be abundant. And I already know, like, I claim this, like, after I post this video, I know that doors are gonna start to open for me, because I seen it. Like, doors are gonna just be like, oh, now she's serious. This is what Spirit was telling me. Like, if you post this video, we're gonna know you're serious. And it's not just about me posting this video, it's about me changing my intro as well, because another thing that Mamie was in denial about was, like, me riding waves. You know what I mean? I was so like, oh no, I'm my own person, I'm doing my own thing. No, I was doing the same shit that everybody, excuse my friend, I'm trying not to cuss as much. I was doing the same things that a lot of other people were doing. Why? Because I saw the wave, and I was trying to catch it. But the reason I couldn't catch it was because it was not meant for me. Right? I'm trying to go on a path like this when my path is over here. You know what I mean? And this is why I'm doing tug of war. And I'm over here, you know, breaking myself, because I'm trying to be someone else. I even had a dream, you guys, just like, I think it was last night. I went on a hike. I went on a hike. One was an acquaintance, one was a good friend of mine, and the other one was her ex-boyfriend, right? And so we're going on a hike. And this hike is up like this steep hill. And when you go up this steep hill, there's gonna be a step. And after that step, there's gonna be another steep hill and that step. So everybody's going up this hill just fine, except for me. Because, you know, when you're hiking, you're supposed to be wearing like flat shoes, you're supposed to be wearing sturdy shoes, like Vans or something like that, you know? And I was in tennis shoes, right? So everybody else is going up, no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. And when I'm trying to climb up, I keep sliding down. And the higher I keep trying to go, I keep sliding down lower. And the higher I keep going up, I keep sliding down lower. And then my friend was telling me, like, oh, hey, girl, I have some shoes for you to borrow. And when I put on those shoes and I'm ready to go back on the hike, the dream changed into a different scene. What does that let me know? That let me know I was trying to fill shoes, or I was trying to do something or be someone that was not for me. Right? That steep hill was not meant for me to go up, but I was trying to go up. I didn't even have the right shoes for that steep hill. My path was supposed to be different. It wasn't supposed to be steep like that. It wasn't supposed to be hard for me to go up, but I was trying to make it fit for me. I was trying to fit into something that was not meant for me. The reason other people were easier for them to go up is because that was their path. And just because that was their path did not mean that was my path. You know what I mean? My path was different. Hence why I was wearing different shoes. I was in tennis shoes. Tennis shoes is usually meant for level ground, meaning I'm not having to climb up a freaking mountain to get where I need to go. I just need to walk the right path. Simple. That's what that dream was telling me. You understand? And the more I recognized, like, I was really my greatest enemy. I was my greatest enemy. And, like, it's just so sad to me. It's very sad to me. Like, I'm supposed to be my greatest supporter, my greatest lover, and all these things, and I wasn't towards myself because I was looking for that elsewhere. One song that I channeled for this video is Myself by Domani Harris. That song, like, speaks to me every time I hear it. And the chorus is like, it's been myself against myself for all these years. It's been myself against myself for all these years. It's been I'm the one causing all, I've been the one wiping all my tears. Like, it's something like that. It's been myself against myself for all these years. Listen to that song, Myself by Domani Harris, bro. That is my situation. I've been holding on to fear. I've been holding on to guilt. I've been holding on to my prosperity by not releasing the things I need to release, but not being the person who I need to be, but not speaking my full and authentic truth. I've been holding my spirit team. They've been sending me so many messages, bro. Like, I know my abundance is there. They're just waiting to give it to me, but they can't give it to me because I did not let my ego go, and I was greedy, and I was manipulative, and I was just doing things that were not in the right. I was just doing things that were not right for me. And so this is what I mean by realigning myself towards my purpose. I'm cutting off all loose ends. I'm cutting off all things that do not serve me. I'm cutting off all people that do not serve me. I'm cutting off everything, bro. It gotta go. Because I need to make space for the new. I need to make space for my soul family. I need to make space for my soulmate. I need to make space. I know they're coming, you feel me? But I have to make space for them, and I need to make space for myself to grow. And I need to do this with grace because I'm also my biggest critic. And that comes from my childhood. My inner child was screaming, bro. She was screaming. I'm my biggest critic. I literally beat my disease. And I was just like, okay. I graduated high school in 3 years. I've been having a whole year off because I was sick. I graduated in 2021, May of 2021, with my class. And I didn't even congratulate myself. right? I didn't even congratulate myself. That is powerful. And it's even in the beginning of the year, I was scared that I wasn't going to graduate with my class. And I was telling people, like, I don't think I'm going to graduate in time. I had so many credits to make up, you guys. It was insane. And plus, I was having to do that online. You can only imagine. Senior year of high school was really detrimental to my mentality, bro. I went from an A, B, usually an A student, to a C, D, F student in high school. I didn't tell anybody that I was struggling like that because I knew I was going to make it out on the end of the light. But I was struggling mentally for real. I would not go to school a lot of the time because I was tired. I was beaten down because I was so hard on myself. And I was also taking hard classes. Like I was taking a college writing class. Oh my gosh. Those discussions would kill me. Like it was always a discussion post that will get to me, and you have to post a discussion and then you have to comment on someone else's and to get the full credit. And I was just tired. I had all this other work to do, and I was over senior year. I was mentally tired. Junior year was challenging for me when it came to the work. You know, it was definitely the most challenging year educational wise, but senior year was the most challenging mental wise. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that because senioritis, bro, is so real. I was feeling senioritis as a freshman. And I know that's like, how do you explain that? By freshman year, I was like, okay, bro, I'm done. I'm over high school. What's next? Right? And what's next? Now I'm having to work. I work overnights, and those things, I be sleeping all day. So it's a cycle, bro, that I'm not trying to get used to. And so I'm going to do what I have to do now, but this is not going to be my forever. And I know God and my angels and ancestors have a higher purpose for me, and I'm not going to have to rely on this. I'm retiring before like 30, bro. I have to, because working is just not for me. It was never for me. That's why it took me forever to get a job. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So that's for another video. They don't pay people enough. First of all, like at my job, they call my job the fun job, right? Because all I do is I work the front end. I work at Walmart, so I work the front end, and everybody else is in the aisles. They have like pallets, right, full of product that they have to get up before the end of the shift. And if they don't get it before the end of the shift, it's a problem, right? And those pallets are like 10 hours worth or 9 hours worth when our shifts are only 8 hours. So they're constantly on go mode. And it's just like, that's what they call my job, the fun job. Because sometimes by the end of the night, I'm just zoning. And what zoning is, you're just moving stuff to the front. You're just making things look nice. That's what I'm doing by the end of the night. Not a lot of times, not recently, because we've been getting a lot of product, but just like, that's my job, you feel me? And so like the other people, I'm like, I know they're not paying them enough. I don't care how much you're paying them. If it's less than $20, you're not paying them enough, and they're not getting $20, right? Those are what the overnight managers are getting, and they go, man, their stress is even higher than the stress they put on us. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine what $20 is probably nothing for them either. So, anyways, why did I even go on that rant? But y'all, I just I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to be able to recognize myself and realize things about myself and change them. Because change always starts with you. You know what I mean? Change starts with you making a decision like, hey, this is not working for me. I gotta do things differently now. I gotta move differently now. Right? And that's what I decided. And once you decide to change, so what I had to do, right? I looked at my situation, and then I had to accept my situation. And when I say accept, I mean I had to realize, okay, this is the person you've become, Mamie. That's who Mamie has become, right? I had to accept it, and then now I had to change it. And that starts with the Zolo. And once I take that first step, that's the first step of me that's already changing. You know, that's changed already. Not saying you're going to see it really automatically. It's not going to be automatic. But the moment you decide and start to take action towards it, best believe you're going to be on your way. best believe you're gonna be on your way. And I'm very grateful and blessed to be able to relay this message to other people, because I know I'm not alone on this. I know there's other people out in the world who have looked at themselves and say, hey bro, I don't like you. I don't like what you've become. I don't like who you're becoming. I don't like the things you've been doing. You know what I mean? And to those people, I want to say, you got this. You got this. Because that's the first step of change, is realizing and recognizing where your faults are. Right? And yeah, like, I encourage everybody to like really evaluate their situation, especially if they're not in a situation or place where they want to be, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. You know what I mean? So I just hope you know that your angels and your ancestors, they have your back 100%, and God is literally within you. God is within you and working for you. But you have to work for yourself too. It can't be a one-way street. Because anything that you're doing for yourself, or that's gonna making you walk in your most authentic self, God and your angels and ancestors are just gonna propel you forward and push you forward. And it's gonna be like a water, like you're sailing on water. You know what I mean? You start up the boat, but they'll propel you forward. Right? So it's things like that. Like, you just need to work for the things you want. And I still, again, believe in manifestation, but you have to work for that. You have to work for your manifestations for them to work out. You can't just manifest, and then you're not doing anything for those manifestations to become your reality. Because this is what I realized. Like, yes, I'm a God. Yes, I can have what I want, but I need to put in the work. And I wasn't putting in the work. Right? Yeah. So it's a new day in Luzolo's world, okay? And I'm gonna take it day by day and step by step. And I'm gonna be patient with myself. And I'm gonna learn to cater to myself more. And I'm realizing that I don't need to wait on anybody to do anything. I can take vacations on myself, right? I can go to the movies by myself. I'm gonna start dating myself, doing things I want to do, because why wait, bro? You know what I mean? Why wait? So yeah, I just hope this message in my situation helped at least one person, right? I hope it gave you some clarity on your situation right now, on whatever you're going through right now. And just know, bro, like, it's called a season for a reason. Hello? It's called a season for a reason. This is not your forever state. This is not your forever life unless you allow it to be. Right? You have to make the choice. You have to decide to start doing things for yourself. So, if you made it to the end of this video, may you be blessed, may you be abundant, and may you continue to work towards becoming your most authentic self unapologetically, bro. It does not matter about the next person, what they think, what they feel. Because a lot of times, if it's negativity coming towards you, it's projections. And if it's not negativity and it's constructive criticism, try to, take what they're saying, take what resonates and leave the rest, right? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Taking what resonates and leaving out the rest. So, yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment even. I love reading my comments. I don't receive a lot because I don't have, you know what I mean? But it's not about that. But yeah, leave a comment, anything, like, subscribe, share, anything is appreciated. But yeah, I hope your day is abundant. I hope you have your favorite meal today. I hope, you receive some flowers or you receive some money in your bank account. I hope God just blesses you abundantly the rest of the week. So yeah, I'll be back very soon with another video. So yeah, enjoy your day. Bye guys.